In this video, I'm going to show you how you can schedule documents with CAST using 360 Suite in the web platform. First, we're going to log into 360 Suite. In Webby, I just want to show you the document that I'm scheduling to be sent to individuals, so different users. It's a very simple report and it has two prompts. It's got a year prompt and a state prompt. So I'm going to be passing those values to the report and scheduling it to send to different users. So just wanted to show you that. Okay, the first step for scheduling any documents with CAST is to create a destination list. So we go to Tasks and CAST Destination Lists. So you have four options for creating destination lists: Excel, CSV, SQL, or in the application. So the first step is to create a destination list. Let me show you what a destination list looks like. You're going to provide certain values to run the report. In this case, the first column is destination. So where do you want the file sent? Is it going to a file location? Is it going to email? In my case, it's email, and then I have one file location. You can send it to all of these options are available for destinations. Okay, and then formats. So I have selected PDF and Excel. Here's a list of all the available formats. So you can send the documents in these various formats depending on whether you're scheduling Webby or Crystal documents. Okay, and then the last three columns, so column D, E, and F, that is specific to my document. So I showed you the document, it had two prompts, so it had a year prompt. So these values are what I'm passing to the year prompt for each of the rows in the destination list, and then the state values, that's for the state prompt. So if you have different prompts, you're going to have different columns there, and I'm actually not using this, but it's in my destination list, but that will just remain. And if I select save, so I'm going to save that destination list, and then I'm going to import this into CAST. So now I'm ready to add that destination list. So I'm going to click new destination list and then give it a title. And then my type is Excel, so depending on which type you are using for your destination list, and then click upload a file, and then I'll select that Excel file I just updated and click open, and it just shows me the first four rows in that document, and then I'm going to click add. Okay, so now I have my destination list. Now I'm ready to schedule the document. So if I go to tasks, and then I'll select cast, click on new task. If it says start scheduler, click on that so your task will run. If it says stop, then that means it's already running. So click new task, give your task a title, and then click next. So frequency, so if you have a recurring job that you're running on a weekly basis, you would select recurring every N week. I'm just going to run it once, but you do have those options. You can also use an external job scheduler. So if you utilize that, that'll give you a URL at the end that you can use within your job scheduler. You can use any of the calendars that you've created within BusinessObjects as well. So those are all the options for scheduling. I'll just select now and click next. This is where I select my document, so I can search by folder name or by document name. I'll just search by folder name. Okay, and then this is the document, so I'm just going to click add. I'm just adding one to this particular task. You can have multiple documents scheduled within one task. Click next. Okay, and then this is where I specify that destination list that I just created, that I just uploaded. Okay, and the mapping, this is where I map. So you'll see that all of the options that are available, all the fields that are available in this drop-down are the columns that are in my Excel spreadsheet. So that would be the same whether you have a CSV file, you do it in the application, or you have a SQL destination list. Those columns would appear. So for destination, I'm going to select destinations. Destination type, I'm going to select types. And format, I'm going to select formats. So if you don't have that column in your destination list, you do also have the option of selecting a static value. So if you're always sending PDFs, your users all want PDFs, then you can just select PDF. You don't have to have a column with PDF in it. But in my case, my users some wanted PDF, some wanted Excel, so I'm going to select that value. I specified that within my Excel spreadsheet. You do have this schedule for option, so if you have that security available to your user and you want to schedule it for a different user, maybe security is preventing your user from returning certain data, you have that option as well. And again, you could have that as a column. I don't have that particular case, but you could certainly have that as a column in your destination list and use that, the user, so it's running for their particular security. Okay, and then click next. So here are my prompts, and I'm going to map my year prompt to the year column in my Excel spreadsheet, and then map the state prompt to my state column. Okay, and then click next. And if you want to filter on any dimensions or variables within your document, you have the option to do that with this filters tab. Reports restriction, so if you want to restrict to only run for certain tabs, so these are report tabs. If you only want one tab, maybe you have a summary tab that you don't want to be sent, you can restrict that. I don't have that in my case, so I'm just going to click next. And then you have options of a server group. If you want to run, you can choose to send empty documents, yes or no. File name. So I like to change the file name. I'd like to include the report name, and if you see the list of dynamic options available, so you've got all these different options, different date formats, and then the last one is the name of the column. So you can actually use the names that are in those columns in your destination list. So I want to include the year, so I'm going to include that. So that's percent bracket and then the name of the column and then an ending bracket, and then I also want to include the state. Okay. And you've got a number of different options: customizing metadata, password protecting your PDFs or your Excel documents, all of those options, merging PDFs. So if you have multiple PDFs going to one person, you can actually merge them, concatenating files. Okay, so I'm just going to go down to the email settings. Since I am sending to an email destination, I'll need to fill this out. If you are sending them all to a file destination, you won't need to complete anything here. To make sure there's a from email, mine's already populated as it's configured within the admin console. And then I can include any other, maybe I want to include the state again. So the file name is going to have it, but also the email. And then maybe we'll give it the date as well. So if the user gets multiple emails, they'll see that. Okay, and you can also use any of those dynamic options from within the body of the email. You can even use HTML if you want as well. Okay, and then click next. Notification. So I'm not receiving these emails, I'm not receiving the documents, but I want to be notified that the job completed successfully. So I'm going to set up a notification. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use some of those dynamic options. So maybe I only care if there's an error. I can set that up. Okay, click add. Or maybe I want to be notified regardless, just so that I know that the job completed. So I set up for each status. Okay, so I've got successful, warning, and error. I'm going to click add. So I will receive an email when the job completes. So click next. I don't have any trigger events, so I'm going to click next, and then confirmation, click add. Okay, the task is in pending, and now it's already jumped over to running. So once the task completes, it'll appear in the Finish tab. And you can right click on it and select display log while the job's running, if you're, just to see, so you can kind of see it's moving through. It should be done in a second, so you do have that option while it's running. Okay, and now it's completed, so I look in the Finish tab, so it shows that it was successful, and I should be able to check my email and see all of those, all the documents that were specified with the specific prompt values were delivered, in PDF and Excel. And if I need to make any changes, I can always right click, select update. So maybe I want to run this, maybe I want to send it to, change the email. Maybe I want to change something within the email that I'm sending. Um, whatever you want to add. You can make your changes, click next, and that will update the task itself. And if you have to change anything in the destination list, maybe someone has left and they no longer need to receive the email, or a new person has been added and wants to receive the documents by email, you will just right click on your destination list, select update, modify your Excel spreadsheet so that it has the new destinations or the new prompt values, whatever it is that you want to change. Upload the file. So select that updated file, click open, and then click update, and that will update your destination list, so the next time the task runs it will use the updated destination list. This just shows you how you can schedule documents from within CAST in 360 Suite. And if you want any more details, our user guide has a lot of details about all the specific settings, because there are a lot of settings. But please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you.